Hey guys, Cam for 15, back it up with another episode review for you guys. And I'm back with another episode review for the Flagrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. And I continue to love this show. I continue to like these characters, man. I'm just so happy that I'm watching this show, even though this show did get delayed on Netflix. I know, I know. And for my people who are missing out on it, please tell them, if they are waiting, you're missing out on a great show. I will say the wait will be worth it, but I still think it's crazy that 2 months. It has to be literally 2 months till we see the Flagrant Flower Blooms Dignity. And the crazy part too is it's even more of an insult of injury. Every time I go check Netflix's homepage, they tweet a picture about the Flagrant Flower Blooms Dignity, and they say, "Man, things are really heating up and everything. Just wait till September 7th." Like, talk about a kick in the balls. But anyways, I'm not gonna start this episode talking about another rant when it comes to Netflix. I'm done with that. I think you guys already know my point and where I stand about that. But anyways, essentially, this week's episode, we again get more, of a nice, cute interaction between Rintaro and Waguri in terms of how the relationship is blooming, pun entirely intended. Um, you just see it. You get the moment with the library scene, and then obviously you get the moment at the end of the episode when she calls him, when she asks like, "Hey, is it okay if I call you?" and everything, and stuff like that. We also do get introduced to a new character, her friend Subaru, who seems to be a childhood friend of hers. And I don't know if, excuse me, and I don't know if she's maybe, I guess, getting jealous of the fact that it seems like in her eyes, Waguri is paying attention to Rintaro and more than maybe she is, and maybe she's afraid that I might be. Jesus, I don't know why I have hiccups right now. Um, why she may lose her best friend to this guy, because we see in the library scene, she ends up breaking up their conversation outside the library and saying you need to get away from him and everything. But obviously, Waguri is like, whoa, whoa, it's okay. Like, he's a thing. But then you have it to where, like, Rintaro's group, they come in and everything. And obviously, the redhead kid, again, I don't got these names. I don't have notes down. I only know the main two characters, and then the new character they introduce is Subaru, right? Right? And yeah, it looks like, maybe Rentaro's friend, the redhead dude, might do something, but in reality, he wanted to actually apologize for how he acted and how he treated Waguri. It's just Subaru got really defensive, and the thing is, Rentaro saw this, he got in the way too. And this basically, be showed Subaru like, wait, why would he be doing that? Especially if they go to Cheatery, right? So that's kind of the whole thing. Now, they play now, obviously she's, Subaru's chewing out Waguri of like, hey, why are you hanging out with a cheatery boy? Like, they're rude, they're mean, and everything. You shouldn't be doing that. Now, Waguri's trying to explain like, hey, it's not like that. He's actually a good dude, and we don't actually know each other. But Rentaro kind of plays it off, kind of covers for her and says like, look, she just dropped something. I was just giving this back to her. And that was just it. Other than that, I was not trying to associate with her or anything. I wasn't here to do anything, right? Because he's still in the mode of keeping this secret that him and Waguri are like basically friends now, and they know of each other and they talk with each other. And also at the same time, he's trying to keep again the secret from his friends too, who are there. Not only that he's talking to a Kikyo girl, but the fact that, he doesn't want to tell his friends, like, yeah, I technically work at this bakery. I think at some point down the road, his friends are going to figure out that he does work at a bakery, because eventually they're going to find out, like, yo, how did you meet this girl? How do you get to talk with her a lot and everything? And he's going to eventually have to say, like, well, I met her at this bakery store. Now, I think he's got his own insecurities because obviously he looks like a tough dude, but it's clear like he's got a soft heart and he's got a good heart. He's a big old softy, right? So, yeah, that's the thing. Now, the reason why he even ended up going to the library in the first place, like him and his redhead friend, they're basically lacking on their grades, right? and they can't really enjoy the summer sports day camp, right? That they want to go participate in, because their teacher's like, well, you guys got bad grades. You guys got to study for these tests and ace them. Otherwise, you won't be able to participate, and you basically got to do like summer school essentially, right? So obviously, Rintaro wants to crack down and get good grades and everything. Now he does peep in on Waguri and sees that she's there at the school because he ends up texting her like, "Hey," because his mom said like, "Hey, we got a discount. Let Waguri know so she can come by. It's been a while since I've seen her. I would like to see her." Right? The mom's already like in this whole thing of saying like, "No, you better wife this girl up right now." The mom's already this mindset. She wants Rintaro to wife this girl up. So then she can have her as the daughter-in-law and she can always stay at the bakery. I guarantee the moms would legitimately come on and say, are you and Waguri going out? Are you going to marry this girl, son? Because if you don't, well, I'm going to be very disappointed. I want this girl to be here at the shop. She loves the shop. And guess what? If you marry her, she can have all the sweets she wants and she can even work at the shop. I already see what the mom's doing. The mom wants my man to marry Waguri more than likely so she can work at the store or at the bakery shop, and then maybe, and she can also enjoy the lovely sweets because Waguri's mom, I mean, not Waguri's mom, Rintaro's mom does know, like, she loves them treats, so that's the thing, right? Hey, makes the most sense. Personally, if I'm the mom, I just say that right now. I'm like, you better wife this girl up. She's a good one. She's a keeper. Also, she can be a nice little wife and help out with the bakery for me. A nice little daughter-in-law I can have, right? But, she kind of says like, no, I'm going to be busy. I won't be able to do that. I won't be able to come by the store for a while. But then that's when he went to the library and he saw like, oh no, she's studying. We basically find out like she's probably one of, if not the smartest girl in her school, along with being one of the more popular girls in her school. But he can easily tell like, oh, I see why. She's really focused on her studies because she's talking with her friends. She's like, wow, you're top of the class and everything, right? But Waguri ended up running into him because she saw him like outside because she said like, yeah, I saw you outside and I knew that was you. So that's kind of the thing. They have a nice conversation, and this is kind of when, and she obviously like, look, I didn't mean like I'm trying to avoid you or anything. That's the reason why, right? But then that's when he basically is like, hey, you're good at all this stuff. Do you think you can, help me study and everything? And basically asking for assistance of like, hey, can you kind of tutor me, right? Now she's like, oh, well, I can't do it this week, but how about Saturday? That seems like it would be a good day to do it, right? And he's like, yeah, sure, that's good, right? That's ended up getting Subaru involved and everything. We got that whole drama fest. So after they ended up walking away, basically, Subaru again asked Waguri like, what's up with you and this guy and everything, and like what is his deal? And basically Waguri's like, look, I'm not trying to hide anything. Look, he's a good dude. He's really kind. Like, he's actually a good person. And this makes Subaru like kind of taken aback of like, what? This guy's nice. And then she flashes back to when he defended her or defended them, right, from his friends. And it's clear that Subaru does listen to Waguri, is listening to Waguri, and she does, in a semblance, believe, like, no, okay, this guy actually may be something special. It also may seem like she may have a fear or trauma with a guy. I'm guessing when she was younger, something must have happened where a guy treated her really, rudely or probably really mean, and she's had this whole anti-boy thing where she thinks maybe all boys are bad dudes and they're not good, right? And they don't treat people good. That would make the most sense. And then obviously the fact that she feels like she more than likely feels like her best friend is being pulled away by this guy, that it seems like her best friend may have an interest in this guy, right? So we could be getting a plot line where the best friend feels like maybe she's a third wheel and she feels like she's losing Waguri to this dude that Waguri's been talking to, right? So there's that. But anyways, basically Rintaro is studying and he gets a text from Karako, and Karako's like, hey, is it okay if I speak with you for a bit, right? So he's like, yeah, sure. So she calls him directly immediately, like right then and there. She's like, hey, I just wanted to hear your voice, I wanted to apologize for what happened with Subaru. I can attest to you. She didn't mean anything that she said. She's a really nice person. She's a really good friend of mine. So like, don't take don't take any offense to that. Rintaro also apologizes for like, well, I'm so sorry, about my friends as well, and everything. She does say she did like the fact that that he did cover for her, right? And he actually is like, she's like, shouldn't be saying this, but I just thought I'd let you know. I thought it was kind of cool what you did, right? So I'm like, oh, okay. She's starting to say like, hey, he's kind of cool, and this is getting my man all flustered. He's like, what? And he's starting to have these inner dialogue moments, like, wait, what the heck is going on? Why do I feel this type of way? Because he's talking about how his chest feels, hard, and it just feels heavy and everything, and his heart is basically beating like freaking fast and everything. He doesn't know. Again, he's falling in love with this girl, and he's realizing he's having feelings for this girl. And this girl is making him feel a certain way because he's starting to develop feelings for her, right? So basically, she's like, oh, they bring up about the studying thing, right? And oh, essentially, this person, so she goes on, she's like, hey, can I be able to do it on Saturday? And he's like, yeah, you can tutor me on Saturday, and be able to have that whole thing, and they can basically learn together. He can obviously get the teachings from her, especially it's good for him because, she's a top student at her school, so obviously he's gonna get good advice, and she's gonna help him, right? This then kind of leads to the conversation where basically, you know, she's obviously using these in the Japanese terms, right? She's using these terms and basically, I guess you can say, just in an area of respect, like as if they're acquaintances, right? And you're then using formalities, right? And Rentaro is like, hey, you don't have to be so formal with me. You can be open and personal with me. Now she's like, no, 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 it's not cool because you work at the bakery. I want to just keep things regularly, right? But obviously Rentaro is just, he's having these self-doubts moment. He's like, is that how she just views me? She just views me as somebody that she goes to this bakery and she sees me as an employee. And he's just wondering, like, well, what if I just go on and say what I need to say? And he actually does go to say, and he's like, hey, you don't have to be formal. I would want you to be, personable with me. I want you to drop the formality acts with me, right? Just, call me as if we're friends, right? And she thinks about it, and she's obviously, you can tell, like, she's flustered too. And basically, she's like, sure, yeah, I'm okay with that. That's fine. And she's like, well, I'll talk to you later. Have a good night. And he's like, yeah, good night. He's obviously flustered, like, I can't believe I said that. And then obviously on her end, she's really flustered because she's just like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I actually would be calling him not in a formal way. And she's like, oh, Karako, what are you doing? And that's basically it of the episode. And then we obviously get the end of the episode leaving off of a cliffhanger where Subaru is just kind of laying on her desk and she looks at a photo of her and Karako when they were younger, probably in elementary school. But again, like I said, you're seeing the relationship literally bloom right before our eyes. Now they're now on an area where they're just not seeing each other, in terms of just a formality type of way, just one of respect. Like he wants to actually get closer to her, and she's actually okay with that. It's just so good. It's so wholesome. I wish all relationships were like this. You come across a girl you like, right? You maybe see them here and there, and you just just talk a bit, and then you're like, okay, have everything, and the next thing you know, you just have the guts to be like, hey, is it okay if maybe I can be able to see you a bit more, maybe drop this formal act that we have, and maybe be able to do this. Because in Japan ways, right, we already know, like, especially in the romance shows, like, the moment, like, you're basically hooked on in love, you're calling the character by their first name, right? So, right now, they're definitely on a last name basis. It's gonna be, man, whenever we get that episode when she calls him, like, hey, what's your first name? Is it okay if I call you by your first name? Man, that episode's gonna hit. That episode's gonna hit crazy. She's like, well, if you call me, if I'm allowed, you're allowed to call me by my first name. So, that's gonna be great. I'm again loving this show. This is one of the best romance shows that I'm enjoying, and I definitely can't wait to see more. But if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts, hit that subscribe button if you want to get more Flagrant Flower Blooms and Dignity content, or any other anime or video game / movie review content. Hit that subscribe button. But other than that, I'm gonna get out for guys. Catch you guys in the next video. Till then, guys, stay safe out there. Have a great rest of your day or your night, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Till then, guys, peace.